Adam Smith, the famous economist, once said something that sounds completely backwards.
Oh.
He claimed that the very thing that makes our economy so efficient, the division of labor, can actually make people, well, stupid and torpid.
By trapping them in simple, repetitive tasks. It's a powerful idea to start with.
It is. Here are the most game-changing insights from the essay we're looking at today. Practical wisdom that could really transform how you think. And before we dive in, just a quick note. You are experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM for a deeper, more dynamic analysis. So today, we are tackling Mortimer Adler's essay on education. The real mission here isn't about schooling or grades.
No, it's much bigger. It's about how to cultivate our full human potential.
And he starts with this major distinction, right? This split between two kinds of education.
He does. He calls them liberal versus servile education.
Servile. That sounds a little intense.
It does, but the concept is straightforward. Servile training treats a person as a means to an end.
So training for a job.
Exactly. For an economic function. Liberal education, on the other hand, treats a person as an end in themselves. It's about freedom, about being a citizen, about being fully human.
Okay, so servile is learning to be a tool, how to code, how to weld. And liberal education is learning how to be the person operating the tool. It's learning how to think, not just what to do.
That is a perfect way to frame it. And that brings us right back to Adam Smith.
The antidote.
Yes. Smith argued education is the necessary antidote to the mental numbness, the torpor of modern work. It keeps us capable of rational conversation and making just judgments.
Speaking of keeping that rational part of your mind firing, that's really the whole idea behind Mindful Moments.
It is.
It's our YouTube channel. We offer AI analysis, summaries, and critiques. It's all designed to inspire reflection and rational thought. A great way to fight off that torpor Smith was worried about. But getting back to the essay, Adler then shifts from why we learn to how we learn. He brings in Thomas Aquinas.
And this part is just brilliant. Aquinas says teaching is a cooperative art.
A cooperative art. What does that mean exactly? Like working with something that's already there.
Yeah, precisely. He compares it to medicine or agriculture. A farmer, for instance.
Right. You can't just yell at a seed to make it grow. You create the right conditions. Sun, water, soil. But the plant itself does all the real work.
Exactly. A doctor doesn't make a body healthy. They just assist its natural ability to heal. A teacher can't force learning into a student's mind.
So the teacher is more of a facilitator.
A facilitator. The primary agent is the student, what Aquinas calls the interior light. Learning has to be an active process of discovery.
But that idea that learning has to come from the inside out, that creates a huge political question, doesn't it?
A massive one.
If education is about shaping people, who decides on the shape? The individual or the government?
And that's the central tension. The essay contrasts Jean-Jacques Rousseau with John Stuart Mill.
Rousseau wanted education to create perfect citizens.
Yes, to mold them so they identify completely with the state, with what he called the greater whole.
Which, I have to admit, I can kind of understand. If you don't have some shared values from education, do you even have a functioning society?
It's a legitimate concern. But Mill saw the opposite, and perhaps greater danger.
Which is?
He warned that if the government controls all education, it becomes, in his words, a mere contrivance for molding people to be exactly like one another.
That's terrifying. Just a factory for conformity.
Mill's point is that true education and true freedom requires diversity. We need different points of view. We need to protect that interior light.
So this all leads back to that one timeless question the essay mentions.
Can virtue actually be taught?
Can it?
Socrates wasn't sure. He thought maybe. But Aristotle said no, not through lectures anyway. He believes it requires habit. You learn virtue by practicing it.
Click the link on screen for the in-depth book essential ideas. Subscribe, share, purchase via the link, and think rationally. See the many genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go.